Yes.
And by the way, all the prominents love you.
I love them. Firstly, whether President Bush and he didn't do anything of that sort. Yes, I have written in my book that it was Mr. Armitage who conveyed this message to the head of the ISI, the intelligence organization of Pakistan. But may I say that he denies it. And he's a very good friend, he's a wonderful individual and a wonderful person. So when he told me that he didn't do this, I said, I'm very sorry, I was told this and I've written it. If you haven't done it, I take my words back. Maybe he hasn't done it. So let's leave that aside. But however, I'm not one who gets scared by such threats at all. I took a full note of what we ought to do. What is in Pakistan's interest, first of all? Whether to join the coalition against the Taliban or not, is it in our interest or is it not? It was certainly in our interest. We didn't want obscurantism of the Taliban in Pakistan. So therefore, it was easy that it was not in our interest. The other question that I asked myself and we discussed in the cabinet and with all my associates, what would happen if we were not a part of all that? The United States certainly is going to attack Afghanistan. It's very common. It's very logical. They can attack from the north. Can they come through Russia and Central Asian republics? No. Can they come from the south? They have to go through Pakistan. Can they come from the east through India with the assistance of India? They again have to go through Pakistan. So our sovereignty will be at stake with all our national interests may be compromised. So it was easy to conclude that it is in our interest. And also and with hindsight I can say that we took the right decision. Now about Taliban, compromise with the Taliban, and nobody compromised with the Taliban in Swat. The issue was in Swat, unfortunately, there was just resurgence of Taliban because the provincial government thought that they should go on a political path with them. The other was that the people of Swat rose for in demand of Nizam-e-Adl. This was cheap and quick justice. And the Taliban there misled the government perhaps in saying that we just want this cheap justice, which they had till 1959 when Swat was ruled by the Wali of Swat. It was in 1959 that it was absorbed into Pakistan. But to cut the long story short, the Taliban, while they said all that of Nizam-e-Adl, but when they came into a little more power, they said that the constitution of Pakistan, the judiciary of Pakistan is all un-Islamic. And therefore, they were exposed. And I must say that the fallout of a negative was positive, that now the people of Pakistan and the media of Pakistan all want army to destroy them. So some good has come out of the bad that happened in those days. So I hope we don't blunder again.
Sir, I want to first of all thank you for a very interesting and provocative lecture. I have a two-part strategic question, which as a military man I'm sure you are going to appreciate. The first you may have already touched on, and the second I think has not been touched on. The first part is why, with the insurgency growing within Pakistan, that you committed so much military resources to the Indian conflict, which at that point was relatively dormant. And the second part of the question is, moving forward, what do you think the effect will be on the region of Pakistan and Afghanistan if the United States pulls back from its current activity and goes to an air power only type of strategy?
First, about resources being put against India, is that was the first part of your question? Well, the military, first of all, there's a lot of talk in the West that the military equipment given to Pakistan for Taliban is used against the Indians or moved against that border. This is a lack of understanding of our organization. Any equipment from wherever it comes is given to the regiments within the Pakistan Army. Tanks or guns or whatever. The equipment is held by the regiments of Pakistan Army. These regiments, if they are serving in their tribal agencies, they move after 1 year. And they can be sent anywhere in Pakistan. From the eastern border to the western border, to the south, to the north, to the mountains. And if they are serving on the eastern border, other than Pata, every 3 to 4 years the regiments rotate. So therefore, there is nothing like leaving that equipment in the mountains because it's only meant for the Taliban. The regiment owns that equipment and the equipment goes wherever the regiment goes. So this is one point that I want to make. The other is, as far as India is concerned, yes indeed, when you see Pakistan, military strategy is a strategy of deterrence. We see what is the threat and from which direction that threat is coming. These days the threat is from terrorism and extremism. Therefore all the force possible ought to be used against terrorism and extremism. But if tomorrow a country is telling Pakistan that we need to punish you, we'll go for surgical strikes, we need to teach you a lesson, we need to attack you, what does Pakistan do? It has to use force to ensure its own security. And we must not grudge that. So that is how Pakistan's forces are deployed and the forces and equipment is used. The other element, if the United States was only to confine itself to air bombardment, I think, sir, here the issue is to dominate territory. If you lose the domination of territory, then the Taliban and Al-Qaeda will reign supreme. Air cannot ensure domination of territory. Domination of territory will only come about by forces on land. So therefore, it will be a very big mistake if we were only to confine ourselves to there.